Welcome to the show. In this episode, we are going to look at perceptions versus fact. Things we think we know versus what it actually is. I had a great conversation with a friend who's also in the PR industry, working for a sports brand in the wearables categories. Think Apple Watch, etc., that measure your vitals, your steps, and so on and so forth. And we both, at the time, thought that muscle weighs more than fat. So we did some research, and we discovered that it's not true. 1 pound of muscle weighs the same as 1 pound of fat. The difference is in the appearance. Muscle is leaner, where fat is fluffier. So let's dive into this episode and take a deeper look together at how do muscle and fat affect weight. While 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat weigh the same, they can look quite different and have different health effects. Muscle is not factored into your BMI, but it is factored into your body fat percentage. BMI is not a very accurate reading to go by anymore. It depends on your race, your diet, your genes, and many more factors. So, not all pounds are created equal. In fact, your total body weight isn't a clear indicator of how you look or what health risks you may face. Let that sink in. 2 different people who weigh the same amount can look very different when one has a high percentage of fat and the other has a high percentage of muscle. An extra 20 pounds of fat may give you a softer, less toned appearance, but an extra 20 pounds of muscle will look firm and sculptured. Muscle also serves a different function than fat. Fat helps insulate the body and trap in body heat. Muscle boosts your metabolism. This means the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn while you're at rest. So let's take a look at muscle and fat percentages in the body. Researchers have found that people with a higher percentage of body fat have a higher overall death rate, regardless of their weight or body mass index, BMI. Fat increases your chance for developing conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease. This means that even people with a low body weight but a poor muscle-to-fat ratio are at higher risk for obesity-related conditions. Keeping your body fat percentage low is important for preventing obesity-related conditions. But that doesn't mean you have to build an excessive amount of muscle. While muscle is never unhealthy and you can't have too much of it, it's fine to strive for more reasonable goals. In other words, you don't have to be Mr. Olympia. The recommended body fat percentage vary a bit. The following recommendations, courtesy of Vanderbilt University, are based on gender and age and come from the American College of Sports Medicine guidelines. These can further be classified by averages, seen among athletes and people who are fit, average, or have obesity. So testing your body fat composition is a bit complicated. Some gyms and doctors' offices provide high-tech testing devices that use bioelectric impedance, BIA, to detect fat cells. There are also new home scales that use technology to estimate body fat percentage. I need one of those. I didn't know that existed. These measuring tools can sometimes be imprecise, though. Outside factors such as how much water you've been drinking can affect the results these tools provide. So, let's take a look at BMI and muscle. Muscle mass isn't related to your BMI. Your weight and height determine your BMI, not your body composition. That's related to what I said earlier. So you might be taller and leaner, shorter and heavier. It depends. Research shows, however, that BMI is moderately related to body fat measurements. Furthermore, research indicates that BMI is as accurate a predictor of various disease outcomes such as diabetes and hypertension as more direct measures of body composition. So let's take a look at tips for increasing muscle mass. I think we're going to need to do some push-ups after this episode, or some strength training in order to increase our muscle mass and our metabolism. After all, we all want to burn those calories. So if you want to build some lean muscle or bulk up a bit, try these tips. Practice strength training exercises 3 to 4 days per week. This could be using your own body weight, like calisthenics. It could be lifting weights, free weights. It could be resistance bands, etc. At home, take advantage of your own body weight with push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. Incorporate strength training into your cardio work with high intensity interval training, HIIT routines. Don't be afraid to push yourself with increasingly heavier free weights. It's called progressive training. You're forcing your reps to max, where you're actually struggling on the last few reps, and your muscles adjust and grow because of that stress, and you could do more and more as you progress. Consider doing a session with a personal trainer who can show you how to lift safely and effectively. We don't want to break anything. That only causes regression. Consider recreational activities that help you build muscle, like climbing, yoga, or biking. Eat a high-protein diet to fuel your muscle development. If you're trying to bulk up, increase your daily calorie intake with lean proteins like chicken and fish. Some tips for losing weight. Weight loss is about more than just building muscle. Here are some tips to help you lose weight. An easier way out would be liposuction, where they just go in there and use medicine and science to physically remove the fat. But let's do it the non-complicated way. Eat a balanced diet full of nutritious foods. Losing weight isn't just about cutting calories. It's also about eating the right calories. In a previous episode, we talked about sugar. We talked about empty calories. We talked about eating fruit and vegetables. Increase your intake of fruit, vegetables, and lean protein to help you feel full longer. Reduce or eliminate empty calories like sugary coffee or soft drinks, and heavily processed snack foods like chips, or crisps as they're known in the UK. The average can of Coca-Cola, I believe, contains about 10 spoons of sugar. If I was to put 10 spoons of sugar in front of you, you probably wouldn't drink it. Avoid under-eating. To lose weight, you want to cut calories, but if you cut too many calories, your body can go into starvation mode. This can slow down your metabolism and sabotage your weight loss goals. Speaking of goals, set realistic ones. Unless your doctor has recommended differently, aim to lose no more than 1 or 2 pounds a week. Exercise every day. It's going to become a routine. Exercise doesn't have to always include an intensive sweat session. Get off the bus a couple stops early. to add in some extra steps or take the stairs. If you watch television at night, try lifting weights during commercials instead of fast forwarding past them or grabbing a snack. Avoid the scale. Sometimes staying off the scale can help keep you on track. That's because you won't see those days when extra water weight makes it look like you've gained weight. Instead, focus on how your clothing fits. Are your pants less snug around the waist and thighs? I'm guilty of this myself. When you weigh yourself every day, you become anxious because you want to see results faster. Why haven't I lost 5 pounds? Why have I gained 1 pound? Work with a nutritionist. If you've been eating healthy and exercising but not losing weight, consider working with a nutritionist. They can help tweak your diet and portion sizes, which may help kickstart your weight loss. Switch it up. If you always eat the same things and do the same workouts, consider switching it up. That can help you avoid weight loss plateaus and keep you from getting bored. I think the idea here is the more you do one certain exercise, the more your body adjusts. So do something else. Trick your system a bit. Make it work a little harder for you. Talk to a doctor. If you're concerned about your weight, consider talking to your doctor. They can help you set realistic goals and create a weight loss plan. So what's the takeaway? If you have a dependable exercise routine and healthy eating habits, don't worry so much about the scale. If you've recently upped your game and are concerned that you aren't losing weight fast enough, try a different unit of measurement. If your pants feel too loose around the waist and your thighs, and your t-shirts feel tight around the arms, then you're probably losing body fat and building muscle. That's it for this episode. We hope we've given you some courage to get out there and do a couple more steps every day. Maybe some push-ups, some sit-ups, and things of that nature. Make it fun. It'll only do you good in the long run. Please subscribe, hit the like. Go to buymeacoffee.com/SamsonKing. Make a small donation, we appreciate it. $5 goes a long way. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.